I am starting this Rol-ART-dex card very similarly to how I did the last one. I am not collaging. I am coming immediately in with a mixture of Easy 3D Flex by Powertex, which is a structure powder, and some universal medium and water mixed together to make this slurry. And then I'm adding it with this plastic palette knife. I like to use the plastic with my mediums because mediums come off of it a lot easier, and get that applied to the surface of the card. I really enjoy working with this type of a medium. I like how I can build a lot of texture really easily with the palette knife. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm just kind of moving it around, getting low points and building it up in other areas, because it's so much fun to see how color and other mediums added to the surface react and respond to the high and low points. And now to add some color, I am coming in with another Powertex product called a Bister. It is in the color green. These are walnut ink mixed with pigment color. So it's got that, still got that brown color from the walnut ink mixed in with the green pigment. And this one's my favorite color. But this is gorgeous. I love working with these Bisters. And I love how they respond on wet universal medium, especially when it's mixed with some type of structure powder such as the Easy 3D Flex or even the Stone Art or the Power Smooth. It is just phenomenal. Now I've chosen to tip this up with a clothespin because I want the darkness to kind of travel more to the left side of the card and leave it lighter, so almost an ombre effect going across the card. However, I know that because it's wet, it's going to absorb color at its own rate, and so we might not necessarily get that happening, but that's why I did initially put that underneath the card on the right hand side. And as you can see here, it kind of did that anyways, which was nice that it dried that way. Now I let this dry naturally. I like how it responds to a natural dry. It dries evenly. It doesn't dry with a crust on the top, and that is why I chose to do it that way. And I'm randomly going to be putting a piece of fabric down on this, and I'm going to glue it down with some Fabri-Tac. But it's kind of funny because I don't know what words I'm choosing yet, and so I don't know if they'll fit on that piece of fabric. I just kind of went with the wing and a prayer, just knew what I wanted to have next was this fabric it was just from a scrap piece off of a piece of clothing that I had. So yeah. And then doing the search for some words. Now that I've chosen those words, I'm coming in with some distress ink in salvaged timber and going to distress the edges of those words. I just don't want them to blend into that fabric. I want them kind of to pop out. I kind of like how the white is kind of contrasting to the green and the ivory, but in the paste or slurry that I had applied to the background, you can still see some white peering through from the card itself, and I really like that. So I felt like it really held its own at that point.